in on, and I believe they brought the cargo cart that was there. Um, uh, I... They had a unique kind of voice, I guess. At least the female did. There was one female and 5 males.
Okay.
Um, seems the only reason they let me go is because I was actually respectful and knew when not to, I guess, mouth off at this point. They wanted to kill Mr. Lynn because he was very non-compliant.
Why did they take you in the first place? Do you know?
So the situation is that they went all through the storage facility. All the bins were just about empty, if not completely, is what I took from it. I told them they allowed me a moment to speak after they got done talking with Mr. Lin once we were out there, and they said, well, what about you? I said, well, based on what I can tell from how y'all are acting, y'all were expecting something to be within one of those vaults, and it wasn't. So the information that y'all are seeking, this score failed, so you're looking for another big score. And that's what they wanted, but I don't have any kind of information on what valuable thing that they have. Supposedly, it seemed like they were the ones who stole that, it was a horse that only Bambi Keith has one of as well.
The albino,
Very rare.
Albino, Arabian.
They kept talking about that situation. They wanted a score like that, so it leads me to believe that it's possibly the same group of individuals. They seem to take pride in big scores. They're not concerned about bank robberies, general stores, robbing moonshine, anything small like that. They want something big, valuable, and rare.
Wait. Did you see one of the gentlemen was older and had quite a full beard?
Yes.
Was it grey?
Long hair? Yes.
Yeah,
It's the pirates.
gray white.
It's the fucking pirates. Alright. Okay, good. Wonderful. This ties things together. Sorry, not wonderful. I am very sorry this just happened to you. But, I think I know who it is. So, even if the boys don't catch them now, this has just given us a good lead for information that I already had. Because I got a report a couple of days ago of the sighting of this horse. And the person riding it looking very, very, very similar to Cassandra Devlin, the current leader of the pirates.
They also took customized guns from us.
This didn't... She didn't look like Cassandra.
Cassandra has another...
Yeah, she
No,
she didn't have...
What's up? Real quick, what's up?
Oh, Henry.
What's up?
Let him in, please.
Michael's dead inside the doctor's office.
What?
Oh,
Did he die?
Yes, he's dead. Like dead. You know, like ain't coming back.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Henry.
Yeah.
No.
They took really good care of.
Alex, is that you?
They took a really good
did we
care of
feel-
me. Almost everyone here.
Fuck's sake. Fuck's sake. What were you saying, Felix? I'm so sorry.
So after we were going back and forth, we were, I couldn't give them information. Mr. Lin couldn't. They kept going back and forth on what they were going to do to him. Originally, they handed me a gun and 2 bullets and was electing that I put a bullet in his head because they figured I could be somebody they could have in their back pocket once if I managed to get in an office. By the way, they do not know who I was. I told them I was Tommy Redfield.
Okay, good.
They then decided or they were saying that, okay, well, we're gonna torture him instead, mark him. And then one of the fellows, I don't know who, pulled me away from the group, and it looked like they were settling down to have a duel. The female fired around into the air. Mr. Lynn didn't even look like he even bothered to turn around. He just took all shots to the back and went down.
Okay.
Michael's dead.
Yeah, I mean, Kimber,
We know.
Felix, who
I,
did it?
Felix himself doesn't know. I think I do.
think?
This-
So they were talking about, they've been talking to Felix about getting big valuable finds. Like that's what they're after. That's the prerogative here, right? They're looking for value. Um, it's, Felix has described one of the gentlemen there as was he quite short as well, Felix?
No, he was a taller fellow.
Taller. Okay, that's fine. That's still that can still.
And
match.
the woman was like my height, has the same bun as you have in brown hair, light skinned,
Okay.
What did she
Fine.
sound like?
a little bit high pitched than me.
So, Shu has just come in here not too long ago. Said that she believes that one of the people that is possibly involved is a lady that goes by the name of Val, who
Yes.
is associated with the pirates. Yes. Now, apparently, they were looking for information about big scores and fines, and the topic of the albino horse that was stolen down in Westland not too long ago came up. I got a report not too long ago, a couple of days ago, that horse had been seen being ridden. Now, as far as anybody in the county is aware, there's only two of them. The stolen one, and Bambi has the other. The person riding the horse was not Bambi and looked very much like Cassandra Devlin, the current leader of the pirates. Now, a couple of descriptions that Felix has just given me also match a couple of the pirates. Shu just
Sandra's
came in
voice
here.
is more man-like.
Shu just came in here and also said that she thinks it's somebody who's involved with the pirates.
Sounds
I
like
think
it makes sense at this point.
Yeah, I think
They're-
the pirates
they're-
are not around.
They're
Yes.
nobody I recognize from around Monroe. None of them sound like people I know from around Monroe. I don't spend a lot of time in Libertalia. It makes sense that I wouldn't know or recognize any of them.
Yeah.
Was there a very large man? Talking like bigger than McCoy, bigger than me, like big.
No, most of them were short or medium height and scrawny.
Are you thinking about Pike Bishop?
Yeah.
I don't think Pike's around anymore, from what I've heard.
What about Buddy? Could he have been one of them? He's very identifiable.
Well, that's what I thought when Felix said that originally about there
The-
being an.
There
older
was also
gentleman.
a man with like blonde hair, a little bit like the same hairstyle like you, Kimber.
Before
That-
we go down this route too far, do you think that there's anything about them that might not be from, Libertalia or pirates or anything like that? Think about it really hard. Is there anything that kind of is like, now that wouldn't make any sense if it was them? That way we don't go down the route of it's definitely them, We gotta make sure that we keep an open mind on this because we don't know for sure yet. If there is anything, apart from the very beginning and run through the entire scenario. I know it sucks. I know it really sucks, trust me.
I'm really thinking, but No.
Okay. So we were outside of the storage facility. I was watching a friend of mine talk with somebody else. He was actually one of the individuals. He has a bowler hat, kind of like gray with the black band. Longer hair that's in a ponytail. Brunette with the brunette or black mustache. Not like a handlebar. Kind of a thick mustache. Even kind of, I wouldn't say he's Hispanic looking, but he definitely has he doesn't look shoot,
Did
I'm
he-
quite closing my eyes and literally trying to think.
Did he have slightly darker skin?
Yes.
Yes.
Did he talk to you at any point?
yes,
Did he have a Hispanic Mexican accent?
I don't believe so.
Hmm?
And he
'Cause
he was quite short.
Short. That right there matches the description of
Josiah
Cassandra's
Moore?
brother, Josiah. Yep.
Damn.
He I can't remember what he was wearing, but he came in on a cargo wagon, and one of the things that they were
They have cargo
discussing was a
wagons? Okay.
fact. It was a Chuck Wagon 2, specifically Chuck Wagon 2,
Yes.
canvas top. I, I I can't remember if there was anything in the back. Um, brown horses, I think. Um, he was inquiring about a storage vault, and he wasn't giving his actual name, and they knew that he wasn't. Um, and they were inquiring, basically trying to tell him, okay, we at least want to know who is, um, who is renting the storage unit, for, of course, legal purposes, in case anybody wants to claim, in case the individual becomes deceased. And so they were going back and forth, and me and Ava were going around on a horse, and 5 other people rode up with guns and told us all to put our hands in the air. They brought us inside. They had us sit in the front lobby at first. They told us to place all of our weapons down. They didn't take them off themselves, which is interesting. They told us ourselves to place them on the ground. And while they were on the ground, they were going through each gun and basically seeing, you know, what they were, if they were sentimental. They took a volcanic. They took Ava's sawed off.
And my bolt action.
Well, I got your bolt action back.
Okay.
They were nice enough to at least give me that. They took a friend of mine, he goes by the name of Angel. They took his volcanic, his shotgun, and hunting knife. They also took my hunting knife. Petty thing to take. Anyways. They were then bringing Mr. Lynn to the back and asking him questions, having him unlock each big vault. They went for the big ones first because they were certain that there was something in there. They started coming around the front. They were getting frustrated and asking him for information, asking him where all the stuff is, because there was nothing in any of the lockers. They were going locker by locker with the keys, and they couldn't find anything at all. I can't recall. I'm trying to think of the other individuals. We've got the man with the... He didn't even bother to wear a mask. There were 2 people that didn't bother to wear a mask. The old man, and I can't remember who the other
And the
fellow
man
was.
with the bull head.
Okay,
What'd the old man look like?
So he looks pretty up there in age. Trying to...
Did he say anything?
He talked. He had kind of a gruff voice. Wouldn't say it's deep, but gruff. Like he's had some age to his years. He seemed to be more polite than the others. Most of them wore overalls.
Overalls.
Yeah,
That's,
overalls, 1-strap overalls, not 2-strap.
And you said he had a long white beard, like quite a full beard.
Yes.
See, that doesn't match the description of Buddy, but it does match the description of Goober.
So it was a beard like that. It was like the one I used to wear all the or have all the time, but it was also longer. So it was more of a neat beard. Trying to think. I can't recall what color shirt. I think it had a plaited pattern, I think. Like, Ava, do you remember what color their shirt was?
From the old man?
Yeah, any of the ones with overalls, because they all wore the same color.
The woman had like a blue t-shirt on. Like, not full sleeves, but the half sleeves. One of them had, the man with like the full bandana had a brown green shirt on. That was standing at the back of us.
The other individuals with overalls, it was like wasn't it like a yellow kind of plaited pattern shirt, long sleeve,
Yes, I think so. Yes.
and then the overalls with only uh um one side hooked. Um, as far as the weapons, I can't really. There was a 6-shooter revolver. It was gray or black and gold. It was very heavily engraved. Very nice weapon. Um, I can't really recall any details about the other weapons. Um, so
Almost no weapon for the rest was customized.
they brought them to the or brought Mr. Lynn to the front. They were very frustrated with us, or with him, and was threatening to take Eva's life if he did not comply. They went back and forth with him while they were going through each storage locker. He came back to the front. They then brought them to the back, and then put we all three had to put our hands up and stand up against the wall, and we were threatened if we moved we would be shot. And eventually they pulled me and brought me over to Mr. Lynn and told me to put my hands up again on my knees. They wanted him to tell them information. Well, he was very panicked. He didn't have any information to give them. They told him that if he did not tell them something, they were going to shoot me in the back of the head. They then, after that situation, they got me up, brought the others to the front, if I remember correctly, and still began to go back and forward with Mr. Lynn. Sounds like they went upstairs and tried to go through things upstairs, but came back with nothing. They then put my friend Angel and Ava into the cell, or not cell, but a couple of the lockers in there, locked them in, and then they handcuffed me and Mr. Lynn, brought us outside, put us on the wagon, and went on the shores of the coast by roads on the west side, and basically brought us over by it'd be west of Southland Flats, if I remember correctly. It was somewhere over in that direction. They told us to get on our knees after we were there, and Mr. Lynn was popping off as we were on our way there, telling them that they're just a bunch of criminals, and they were getting into arguments going back and forth. But once we were down on our knees, they tried getting more information out of them, and it wasn't being progressive, so they decided to switch to me and see if I had anything to say, to which the stuff that I told y'all earlier, I was analyzing, what their goal was, and that's when they told me about the Arabians, and they wanted a big score. They didn't want anything little. They don't want dynamite. They don't want moonshine. They don't want little things. They want something valuable and rare. That's specifically what they're looking for. They want a big score. And we weren't able to give them any information, and then Mr. Lynn kept going back and forth with them. One of them had me get up and walk over with him to the side, and 3 people walked up to me and said, so I really don't like him. I don't like how he's being, and I think we want to have you in our back pocket. So since you're going to be a future lieutenant governor,
Mary, come here.
and they handed me a gun and 2 bullets. And by the time I had moved, they had elected a different option. They started talking about torturing him and carving into him. To which they pulled me aside again and asked for the gun back, and I told them I said I'm very happy that you want it back because I do not want to compromise my morals. I've worked very hard to be who I am today, and they understood and respect that. They pulled me to the side further while the others were talking about what they were going to do with Mr. Lynn. Once that was happening, I saw, or I heard them talking about taking paces, and once she fires in the air, you will turn around and then engage. And that happened. Mr. Lynn fell to the ground. They told me to come up to him. They said, what we want you to do is we want you to pick him up, we want you to carry him in the nearest town, and we want you to parade him around and tell them whatever it is you want to tell them. But they seem to be proud of what they did. So I started walking, and then eventually they told me I could run. So I ran, and then I encountered a man on a horse. I put Mr. Lynn on the horse, they brought us to the station, and then I came running in afterwards.
Okay. Alright. When they were asking you for information, did they specify what kind of information, or just literally anything?
Just anything about if somebody was moving an important good, something that's rare or valuable, trying to figure out if anybody has anything stored anywhere that's rare or valuable.
I don't want to interrupt this, but did you say something about someone named Angel?
Uh-huh.
He's run back. He just wanted
Okay.
to let you know. Alright, sorry for the interruption.
Okay. Great,
You know,
okay.
it makes sense though. Like, and no offense, Felix, but this makes sense that it could be who we suspect at the moment because we know that the pirates don't care for Los Lobos. If it was Los Lobos or anybody that was working with Los Lobos, Felix wouldn't be alive right now. It would be Michael Henry telling us that Felix was taken.
Well, the thing is
Because
I
he
did
has
not
a
tell them
massive
my
bounty on his head.
identity. I did not tell them
True.
my identity. I said I was Tommy Redfield. And they believed it. I told them I was going for the governor that nobody even knows, which is Lord Gregory Adamson III. Okay, so nobody... they had no suspicions that I was who I was. So and that's
Okay.
very good reason why.
There are... look, never immediately draw a conclusion, of course. But there are a number of signs here pointing towards that specific group. I do have a signed statement here from Allison, who was with Bambi the other day, who caught sight of Cassandra Devlin and positively ID'd it as Cassandra with that albino Arabian. That right there, it's something that was brought up in the conversation. Shu came in here
If you
saying
got
that she
keys, then you
thinks
can come in. If not, we'll deal with you in just a second.
it's because Nick's not. It's because Nick's blocking the. It's Shu came in here, said she thinks it's somebody from the pirates. Some of the descriptions that Felix has given us matches the pirates. I think we know who we've got here. Not to pinpoint it straight away. Obviously, we'll look into it a hell of a lot more, but I think we've got some really good solid leads to start with.
So, if you come across the weapons that were taken, Ava, I don't know if you gave your serial number or if you know your serial number before you saw it off.
Yeah, but that one was not customized, so it's alright.
Okay. Well, they still need it to be able to pinpoint information.
Yeah, I will. I have it written down in my notebook.
Okay. The other, they took my volcanic, but it's not in. It doesn't have a serial number. It's one of the antique ones. They took another volcanic that is black. It's got
Black
a
and gold.
black and gold long barrel. I know Angel has it. It has a barrel and rifling done to it, and it has the black Egyptian engraved into it. The
black what? Sorry.
The black Egyptian.
Okay.
It's part of his culture.
Okay.
As far as the shotgun, I believe it was full black. I don't know if he had any engravings on it. There might be a serial number, I'm not sure. But they did
And-
say he's out back, so he might be able to give you more information on that.
Yeah, I will. I will have one of my deputies get a witness statement from him shortly. Actually, assistant, could you do me a favor? Go grab Angel and take a witness book and have him write down anything and everything for me.
You
Oh,
do.
Thank
do I
you.
have to go over everything again? I don't think my brain can.
No, you're fine. I have been, ideally we would like a written account from you, but everything you've just given me here, I've retained. I've honed in on it. When you're ready, though, it would be ideal that we get a written statement from you.
Absolutely.
Okay. And did you say the one that is engraved with the black Egyptian is a double-barreled shotgun? Did you say?
It's a black and gold volcanic with rifling and an
Volcanic.
extended barrel.
Okay. All right.
So what's up? Sorry,
I mean, yeah.
I said a mind of her own.
Do you
I-
need my sort of serial number by any chance?
Absolutely. If you've got it, yeah.
Let me stand up and look mine up real quick. Okay, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Delta Sebastian Alpha Hendrik 482.
Okay. DSAH482.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
Is it
And-
okay if I go see Henry?
Of course it is, yeah. Bear with me just a second here. What's your name again? Sorry, miss.
Eva Hopewell.
How am I spelling your surname?
Hopewell.
Oh, just Hopewell. Okay,
Mm-hmm. With double L.
wonderful. All right, let me let you out here. If you want.
Thank you.
I'm going with you, that's okay.
Yeah.
Of course.
Hope this.
Where,
I wanted
where is
to
Henry
thank
at?
you.
Pardon, my dear?
Oh,
It's
Henry.
right over there.
Of course.
Henry, I am so sorry.
Yeah, me too.
I'm so sorry that
They almost made me
Yes,
do it,
yes.
Henry.
But
I heard about this.
But
I'm so sorry.
Who's they?
But I'm glad that Mr. Felix
as
is
far as
fine.
we're aware, it's a group of pirates.
Pirates.
Oh God.
What would pirates want from Michael?
They wanted a big score, and they didn't get it.
can I give you both a hug at least?
Yeah, come here.
Charles, who are you speaking to? No, no.
Good evening.
Guys,
Shut
don't
up.
mind me interrupting over here, but I have heard some stupid rumors. Tell me it's just rumors, right?
No, it is
And-
true. Michael's dead. Unfortunately.
He's
Shot
inside,
right through the
Vinny.
heart. Shot
What
right
the
through the
fuck?
heart by a group of pirates from Libertalia.
By a group of pirates.
Allegedly.
For what?
Apparently they wanted to rob Lynn's storage, but there was nothing worth their while in there, so they decided to shoot him.
Oh my fucking god.
Vinny, he's inside if you want to say your goodbyes.
Does it say like the doctor's office?
Yeah.
The doctor's office, yes.
Anyways, I got some intelligence to say.
You're right, Felix.